Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Thank you for joining me for this really interesting episode. Now, you probably already spot what that is if you've watched a lot of these videos before, but I'll get into that in a bit. What I'm doing at the moment, I'm just trying to have a quick peek over the top of this thing, which is a grommet, just to make sure that it's not still in the eardrum, because ordinarily it would be. But these things do fall out, and it was really difficult to get a good look at this behind it, really difficult angle to get the endoscope in and over the top of it, just to make sure that it's not still in the eardrum, because if it is, you don't want to pull this out. You don't even want to entertain going near it or touching it, so I had to be 100% sure that this thing wasn't still in the eardrum. I'll give you a brief history. By the way, the reason why I'm not going in there with any tools or forceps or hooks or Cawthorn hooks is because this is incredibly deep in the ear. It's just in front of the eardrum. And I'm not a fan of putting tools that deep in the ear. For a start, it's quite difficult to get down there. And putting sharp implements, especially forceps, that deep in someone's ear, I think is a bit too dangerous. It's always a last resort. So I'm going to get it out with a suction, which might make some of you a little frustrated. I really don't care. It's about what's safest for the patient, in my opinion. So that's why I'm going to maul about with it for a couple of minutes with a suction, trying to get a good grip and getting it out. Anyway, back to this this lovely lady. And what a grommet is, by the way, if you're wondering, or sometimes known as T-tubes. You have a tube that connects the middle ear, that's the space behind the eardrum, which is an air-filled cavity. A tube that connects that cavity to the back of the nose, and it's usually shut. Every now and then it opens just to allow air to go in there, so you get any equal air pressure on the outside of the eardrum and on the inside of the eardrum, because that's how the hearing works best. When the air pressure is the same, it's where the eardrum is most mobile, so when sound hits it, it can vibrate. And ordinarily you would find grommets in younger people. Now, this lady wasn't a younger person. I think she was in her 80s, actually, which is quite surprising. I think it's possibly the oldest patient I've come across who's, you can see it coming out there, oldest patient I've come across that's actually had grommets in. I don't think she'd had them in before. So what led her to having them in, I'm not entirely sure on the story there. But I'm glad she did, because not a lot of older people just assume, oh, I'm too old, they won't do surgery on me, you know. But that's not always the case. So as you can see, there's still a hole in the eardrum where this grommet had been inserted. Now, ordinarily, the grommet, I think it had been in about a year, this, probably a touch longer than is usual. But how long ago it is since it fell out of the eardrum, I'm not entirely sure. But I've referred her to ear, nose and throat, because it might have been the case that it fell out a matter of months ago, and then the eardrum hasn't repaired itself. In that case, it probably will need a surgical repair of that. It could have fallen out last week. I don't think it's really hard to tell that, but that's the reason why I've referred her to the specialist to take a look at it. And I think she had already had an appointment with them before she came to see me, like about 3-4 days after she came to see me. So she came to see me with the intent, because apparently somebody already looked in her ear and said, I can still see your grommet in there. So she came to see me before her appointment. So now they'll be able to see that it's not in there. Well, it was never in the eardrum when she saw me, but it's out now. That's the main thing. But she possibly will need some further work on this. And there is an annoying little flap of skin where I think the skin has failed to migrate around this grommet. Just got a little trap, so a bit of a peel needed in this one, and same in the other one as well. Bit of a peel there. So yeah, it is more common for younger people to have these in. A lot of younger children have, you might know it is glue ear, where you get a collection of fluid in behind the ear. In the middle ear space, as a result of the eustachian tube not working as well, but generally a bit smaller for children, and it's often used for that. But yeah, not that common to find it in someone of this age. hopefully that eardrum repairs itself and she won't need any surgery for it, but I don't know. Hard to tell. Anyway, this is her other ear anyway, which there wasn't much in, but said we'd give it a little tidy up anyway. Couple of things to tell you, well, just one mainly. As you know, I record this episode in advance. It's just after Easter 2025 when I'm recording this. But the day it's released for members will be today, the day I've recorded it. The day that this is released for everybody else is the day before I'm doing the Great Manchester Run. So yes, a little anxious about that, I'm not going to lie. If you haven't been keeping up to date with what I've been up to on the channel, I'm doing the Great Manchester Run in aid of Alderhay Children's Hospital, which is a wonderful children's hospital in Liverpool, who cared and continued to care for my daughter during her recent health and heart issues. She's doing fine, by the way. Thanks for asking. It's going to be something that we live with, you know. So there's always going to be ups and downs, but she's doing absolutely fine. So there is, and I'm going to have to finish this because a lot of people have very, very kindly donated quite a lot of money so far. I think as it stands, we've raised over £2,000 for the Children's Hospital, who have been in touch with me and sent me a free T-shirt to run in. It didn't fit. I ambitiously asked them for a medium size, and then it came and put it on and like, oh, my belly's sticking out. I can't wear this. So I might have to ask them for another one. It was very kind of them to send me one. So yeah, the race, as if you're watching this on the day it's released, then the race will be tomorrow. I'll be running through the streets of Salford and Manchester, and the training's going okay. I think since I signed up to it, I've lost about a stone. Generally just through eating a little less crap. And I've been running at least 3-4 times a week if I can. And so I'm hoping I'll get around in one piece. If there anybody is in the Manchester area and is coming along, feel free to keep your eyes open for me. Give us a wave. Don't expect one back. I'll probably have my head down and just trying not to die. But hopefully I'll get round, and I'll try and make a video of it on the way round, because there's no chance I'm going to run the whole thing. I'll be doing the odd little walk, so I'll try and turn it into a little video so I can show you all around. If you are watching this on YouTube as well, I will try and put at the end of the video you'll see some. You always see some cards, don't you? With videos and a couple of link boxes. I'll put the link to donate. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it if you did. For me, putting myself through this when I can't run a bath, to be honest with you, before I started training for this run. But I will put a link to it at the end of the video. If you want to donate, that would be fabulous. It's going to a very good cause and a great children's hospital. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully I'm back in a couple of days it'll be in about a month when I'm able to actually tell you about it. But feel free to send some well wishes and just make sure I'm still alive. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you later. Ta-da.